Hi there. My name is Alyse, and I am a holistic wellness coach specializing in integrated attachment theory. And normally I talk about relationships, but today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Today I want to talk about something that's pretty important to me and one of the core concepts that contributes to overall wellness. And being a holistic wellness coach, I want to look at every avenue to see every individual as a whole being. So today I'm going to talk about spirituality. Spirituality can mean anything from religion to New Age or somewhere in between. It's just that sense of believing in something that's greater than you, something that's bigger, something that's outside of you. According to the Global Wellness Index, which is the most comprehensive research group that conducts research in wellness, they have identified 6 key areas of well-being, and that is mental, physical, spiritual, social, emotional, and environmental. Today we're going to look at the spiritual section. Spiritual in concept means the search for something higher and more meaning to human existence. And that can range from anything from being very religious, or it could just mean that you believe in the universe, or somewhere in between or outside of those lines. For me personally, I started becoming very spiritual at the age of 18 after my first impactful breakup, and I was searching for meaning, and it took me on this huge journey into spirituality, and I have never looked back. But as time goes on, I learn new things and I experience new things, and one of the things that I've been exploring recently is channeling. And I know that sounds scary, channeling, but it can be anything from hearing a voice in your head and communicating it verbally, or it can just be like a journal entry. Do you ever find that when you're writing in your journal, you'll be writing down about some problems or issues that you have, and naturally you're able to find a solution just by writing things out? And is that coming from God? Is it coming from your higher being? Maybe it's coming from your soul. But it is a way that you can communicate with your spiritual nature. And that's what I've been doing recently. I was watching a video by Lee Harris. Lee Harris does his own channeling. And I'll link his YouTube in the description. But anyway, so Lee was explaining how to connect to your guides or your higher self or your soul. And I decided to try that out. One of the things he says that's very important is to set the mood. So what I like to do is put on some calming, relaxing music. I like to light a candle. I've got a candle here. Sometimes I have, stones like this, or light some incense. So all of these things get me into the mood to feel like, okay, I'm going on a different level now. And you can find your own way of doing it. So that's what I did, and I do some breath work to help deepen that relaxation. I often do Wim Hof breathing because I feel like that really, really has the ability to relax me. So I did all that and then wrote down the thing that Lee says. If you're just starting out, you can just write, what does my soul want to tell me today? And it was really interesting because I've tried something like this before, but with typing instead of writing, and it was actually quite difficult. I couldn't get the words out. I've done a lot of degrees, and I think I have this muscle memory for, like, if I'm actually typing something, then I have to try to be creative and write a paper or whatever it may be. That's what my body is used to when I put my fingers on the keyboard. So I think that hindered me because writing is difficult. Like actually having to think creatively, that is a bit more work. I would often get writer's block. So I decided to write it down in a journal by hand, which is something that Lee also recommends. I tried it out and I didn't think about anything to say. I put my hand to the paper with a pen, and whatever first popped into my head, I wrote it down, even if it was half a sentence. And then as soon as I wrote that down, I waited for the next thought, wrote that down. And I just continued to do that. I was using a different part of my brain. Instead of trying to create, it was more about trying to receive. And I ended up putting together this piece of writing, which to me, if I had to try to create that piece, it would have taken a lot longer and it'd be a more grueling task, but it just flowed out of me. And so this is what I'd like to read to you. So I'm gonna be calling this my channeling sessions. And this is something that you can listen to if you want a little bit of inspiration, or if it's just you're curious to see what channeling is like, or if you want to try it on your own. Everybody has the ability to do this, and I just want to share what came through for me. You can do with it as you wish. If it resonates with you, then that's awesome. Please share in the comments what you took from it. If it didn't resonate with you, that's cool too. It's just there to experience. This is what my first channeling session was. Nothing is quite as it seems. There are always things hidden from the surface. Whether that is feelings or experiences, there's always more beneath the surface. If you can remember this in conversations with others, you can be keenly aware that everything has a root. It is not our job to make sense of it or to personalize what people say or do, because it has nothing to do with you. Our purpose is to honor ourselves, our truths, our experiences, and live to the best of our ability by those means. It is great to take others into consideration, but at the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you. This is not being selfish. This is how we are meant to live our lives. We are all connected, and when you can live to the best of your ability to make yourself and others happy, it will have a ripple effect on the rest of society. You need to keep your light burning strong. Only then will you see how you putting yourself first will have a positive ripple effect on everyone else. Of course, this is not to say that you don't want to take others into consideration. We don't want to hurt other people because, as we mentioned earlier, we are all connected. So hurting others is like hurting ourselves. And oppositely, showing love to others is showing love to ourselves. So try to keep your frequency high. This is the best thing you can do for yourself and for others in this world. I probably wrote this in a matter of 5 or 10 minutes. It just flowed out of me. And personally at the time, I was thinking about people close to me, some close relationships that I had. And I was worrying about the relationships. Is everything okay? One was about someone who was very close to me, who I care a lot about, and they were struggling with somebody. I didn't have any idea of what to write. This is just what came through. And to me, it hit pretty strongly because It's easy to worry about what other people think of you. It's easy to ruminate about that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's really none of our business what other people think of us. Our business is our own lives, and we want to live it to the best of our ability with our goals, within our values and our capabilities. You don't want to measure yourself against another person. You only want to measure against your own progress, because we all have different paths and different guideposts directing us where to go next. And that's not going to look the same for everybody. In fact, if it was the same, that would be strange, because we're all made differently. We all have different backgrounds, lives, hobbies, personalities, and so on and so forth. So anyway, for me, it was a reminder that at the end of the day, what we want to do is to focus on ourselves and try to be the best version of ourselves. Maybe for some people will look like going to the gym. For some people, it might look like writing in your journal every day, or going to a therapist, or going out and having fun with friends, whatever it takes for you to be the best version of yourself. And when you're the best version of yourself, your vibration is higher, and it has this influence on the world around you and the people that you bring into your life. So if we can all focus on living the best version of ourselves, then we can all be in this really nice harmony together. Taking into consideration what I was dealing with at that time, it just reinforced the idea that everything will be okay, that you just have to do to the best of your ability of what you can do and try to keep your light shining bright. Please let me know if this resonated with you, or if not, you can put your thoughts below. If you like what you heard, please let me know. I have some others I'm going to read. Let me know if you want to keep hearing this sort of stuff. I've found this journey quite interesting. I've only been doing it for a couple of weeks now, so yeah, it's very interesting to me. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Take care.